Hello everyone, welcome back to DataSurface. If you're watching this video for the first time, I recommend checking out the playlist and watching the previous videos in this series as they provide the foundational concepts needed for this video. Right? So now let's get started with the today's topic: limitations with the OLTP system. So as part of this data fundamental series, in previous video we have already discussed about the OLTP systems overview. Right? We'll see what are the limitations with the OLTP system. Inefficiency for complex analysis. So we know, right, OLTP systems are optimized for fast and simple transactions such as inserts and deletes rather than the complex analytics or aggregation. Right? It is recommended for the day-to-day transaction. Running analytic queries or aggregation queries on OLTP systems can lead slow performance. Also, it is impact transactions processing speed and overall system efficiency as well. So that means you can do a day-to-day simple transactions, either kind of inserts, update, deletes for the data. But if you want to execute complex queries in order to do the analysis, so what is the customer purchasing pattern? What is the interest of the customers from the data? It is very difficult to do in the OLTP systems, because if you want to do that analysis, you need to execute the complex queries by applying joins, aggregations, and multiple tables. That may lead system performance very low, and it will impact the other user transactions as well. Right? So another limitation, the limited scalability for large data volume. So that means, like, if you want to scale up this storage compute power on the fly based on the data growth, it is very expensive, which means adding more powerful hardware can be costly and challenging. So the storage or compute you cannot scale up on the fly in OLTP systems. For example, like if you see any mobile app records user activities, storing them in the OLTP systems. But as the user base grown from the thousand to millions, the database reaches its storage and compute limits. Right? Scaling up storage or compute to handle more users became expensive in the OLTP systems. Poor support for historical data and time series analysis. So OLTP systems typically stores day-to-day transactions, but this limitation makes them inadequate and for long-term trend analysis, business intelligence, and time series data storage, which are crucial for the decision making in many industries. Right? With the OLTP systems, you can see the data with a limited time frame, but you cannot go back historically what happened last 5 years, how the transactions was happening. You cannot see the data. So if you take an example of any banking OLTP systems, might store only the last year's transaction, right, to keep the system efficient. However, if the customer needs to detailed 5 year statements, the bank would need to separate system so they can get those data from the OLAP system. So that is the another kind of a limitation. Complex model maintenance. We know OLTP systems relies on structured data with the predefined schemas, right? Making them inflexible or handling semi-structured data or unstructured data, and you cannot handle the semi-structured unstructured data in OLTP systems. Now, take an example like a customer support systems, such customers inquiries via chat, email, and social media, right? You cannot expect always structured data from the social media platform, right? You can see kind of chats, email, social media, emojis, graphics, all the things will come, right? So by using the OLTP systems, handle such kind of applications, it's very difficult. Then expensive storage and maintenance at scale. We have already discussed, right? If you want to store the data day to day, this OLTP is fine. But if you want to maintain the historical data, then you need to introduce new storage capacity for the existing OLTP systems, which may lead much cost and it will difficult to maintain as well. It is a kind of a burden for the customer. Right? Concurrency and locking. Since this OLTP systems will execute the multiple transactions simultaneously, if you executing any complex queries or if you executing multiple queries, most of the times system will lock those particular transactions in order to perform the independently. Right? So if multiple users are trying to access the same data at the same point in time, so you need to wait until the whoever is initiated the transaction until complete the transaction. Then only the second user can go ahead and can do the any modifications with respect to that particular data. So it is a kind of a another bottleneck for the OLTP systems. Costly backups and recovery for high volume data. Right. So this is again coming to the another limitation with the OLTP system. as we discussed, like if day to day the data is growing on, you want to store the historical data as well, you need to maintain the backups. Maybe I just want to maintain only last 1 year data in the system. So beyond that, everything will move to the as a backup system. Then for that also, you need to arrange the storage. So for those kind of activities is again costly, right? Take for example, any online gaming platforms uses OLTP system to store the player achievements, in-game purchases, or chat messages. But frequent backups are required to avoid the data loss. But in the databases grows, backup operation will become resource sensitive and more costly. Right? The next limitation is dependency on structured data. So OLTP systems mostly dependent on the structured data. There are no SQL databases are available to handle the semi-structured data, but those are not that much user friendly or not that much responsive compared to the SQL databases. Right? Limited data aggregation and reporting features. Right? So this is what we have discussed, right, in first point. Like you cannot perform any aggregations in order to generate the reports. If you are executing such kind of queries, then it may lead performance issues in OLTP system. Right? Limited performance for real-time analytics. This is another limitation, right? So OLTP systems are not designed for high performance real-time analytics. What it means, like if attempting to perform real-time analytics in OLTP environments can significantly degrade transactional processing speed, impacting applications that requires both fast transaction processing and real-time insights. Right. So these limitations highlight with the OLTP systems are often supplemented to the data warehouses or data lake. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, don't forget to click the subscribe button for more data engineering tutorials. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.